Sure. Yeah.
Ngorgen yugi nubjansam Pemage sardan bola Yatsan chogi ngadrugne Pemajone jesunas Kodukandro mamboko Kyatki jesu dagruki Jinjilab shir shaksu sol Guru pema sirion Organ yogi nubjan sam Pema ge sardan bola Yatsan chogi ngadrune Pema jone jesudak Kodukandro mambekor Kyatki jesu dagruki Jinjila chir shaksu sol Guru pema sirion Organ yogi nubjan sam Pema ge sardan bola Yatsan chogi ngadrune Pema jone jesudak Kodukandro mambakor Kyatki jesu dagruki Jinjilab shir shaksu sol Guru pema sirion.
Thank you, Kompola, for great chanting with a good melody. Okay, so we complete our way of the Bodhisattva, and today I'm just here to say some summary of that, and at the same time, and wishing you all for good health, good wish, and good practice. So, as we all know, Shakyamuni Buddha has taught 84,000 of different texts or different topic, and reason why he has to teach 84,000 different topic is because among us, among sentient beings, there are sentient beings' temperament and their mental disposition is different. Because of that, and then he has to teach the 84,000 type of teachings. That is one reason. And another reason is everybody has the mind, but then that mind is ultimate mind, the nature of mind, and then relative type of the minds. There's just two type of the minds, and those mind has so many subdivisions. So many different type of the thoughts. If we really categorize those thoughts in each separately, then it is said that it will be 84,000 type of the thoughts, every one of us. So because of that, then Shakyamuni Buddha has to teach or has to talk on 84,000 different type of the topic. But more or less, those all teachings, if we have to summarize, then that will be into two categories. And Buddha himself has said in so many texts, and also that great master has said so many text that said that tempi tamchu namni de lungdang topi dangi do dejin jeba markheba dubar jeba khona ins. So Buddha's teachings, the Buddha's teaching or teachings doctrine that has two aspects. The doctrine of transmissions and of realizations. So transmission and then realization, those teachings. Now what does that transmissions or what is that means, how that will transmit is then the first one, the transmission is then held and then spoken for what, right? To teach to someone, to hold, to catch, to protect, to hold, let's say to hold, and then to teach. That is one. That is what we call transmissions. And then second one, the realization means the practice. So now, and that hold and teaching, that teaching, that transmission one is then we have to receive from our teachers, from learned one, and then we have to, let's say, listen, like we have to listen from the teachers, and then we have to contemplate that. Now, after receiving and then contemplate on that and understand that good and bad, make sure that you understand and make sure that that is logical. Then now at the end, then you have to put that into a practice, or you have to implement. Can I say implement? Right? You have to implement, or you have to put that into a practice. Then only realization will come out. So teaching, first you have to listen, and then the teach and understand, and then also you teach. Those are the transmission. But then to apply that and implement that and or put that into a practice is that for yourself. So that is the only two teachings. One is transmission and one is realizations. Okay, or one is to listen and to analyze or to investigate, and one is to put that into a practice. So that two type of the teachings are there. So those teachings are taught for us. The reason is we also can become a Buddha. Everybody, not only the human beings, not only the God realms, not only the demigod realms, but all the three lower realm sentient beings also have an opportunity or have an ability to become a Buddha. Now, how one can become a Buddha is depend on how you can, react from your body, speech, and mind. So far we keep coming back in the suffering of samsara and wandering here in the suffering of samsara, the cyclic existence. The reason is we want something like happiness and then enlightenment, but not knowing the cause of getting there, of method of getting there, and day by day we're engaging into those kind of the negative actions, and day by day we're really enjoying being creating the negative actions. So that was the biggest mistake. Now, why we do that? Because of not knowing the right view, not knowing the right methods, not knowing the right skill or right the technique or right actions. So that is why the transmission teaching is to make people to understand what is the cause of suffering, what is the cause of happiness, how one can get enlightenment, how one can be free from the suffering of samsara, why you are wandering in the suffering of samsara. All this answer is taught in this transmissions categories, the teachings. And now when you understand that, and if you really understand and if you really convinced what Buddha taught, Then now what you have to do to be free from the suffering of samsara, then praying a God, making a worship to Buddha and Bodhisattva, and believing them just you are the great, that doesn't help. You have to work yourself and then apply that into your day-to-day life. Now, for that, then you don't have to be a monk, you don't have to be a nun, you don't have to be a renounced one, or you don't have to be a yogi, I would say. You can practice that kind of the activities in your day-to-day life as being a lay person. All you have to maintain is the way of thinking, the intentions. The intention is the essence of all. The mind is the root of everything, it is said. If you cut the root of mind, you cut the root of everything. But how you can cut the root of mind? Immediately it's impossible, because you have been repeating that negative karmas over and over again and again from the countless eons lifetime. Now immediately if you want to cut that, immediately if you want to forget that, it's impossible. So for that, what you have to do, you have to change your habit. So dharma means change your habit or motivate yourself. Motivate yourself. Like when our car is broken, what we do? We fix it. So now you have to fix your mind. You have to change your habit. So now how you can change your habit is, for example, if every day, if you used to do if you used to go to bar or disco or doing some other part, from today onward you have to minimize that. If you are going bar every day, then you have to skip one day at least. That is the process, and then tomorrow, 5 days a week, and then slowly 3 days a week, and then slowly 2 days a week, and then slowly 1 day a week, and slowly, that is how you can stop yourself going bar or disco. I'm just giving you the example. So that is how you can fix. If you say you have to stop from today, then it's kind of the impossible, because you have now that habit going disco or bar. So similarly, because we have been doing this negative karma or negative thoughts, the discursive thoughts, you are carrying this kind of the thoughts from so many lifetimes. So now you have that habit, so you are very used to it. Because of that habit, now then if you want to cut that immediately, it's impossible, almost impossible, right? Rehab, like druggie, the addict persons, they send to the rehab, right? Rehab. So in that rehab, how they train is they minimize the drugs. They not really immediately cut the drugs, but then they have to minimize every day, and instead of that, they have to give something else to get distracted from that drugs or from that alcoholic or anything else. So that process is similar here. You have to apply that day by day, and then slowly, step by step. So now how one can change our mind is, then we have to change our bad habit to good habit. How you can change your good habit? Not immediately and all the 24 hours or 24/7. It's not like that. You have to apply that slowly, and then day by day. And then that kind of the habit, if you have, and if you could do that kind of behave, like improving that kind of things, then eventually you will be able to, fully apply in dharma activities. And that kind of the techniques has taught in this Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings, especially in this transmission teachings. And then now if you increase little more of there, then now Now, once you have changed your mind, once you have changed your motivations, motivation or intentions, now you have a good intentions. Then now you have to improve that good intention, like more and more. Now, how you can improve? Then now, if you want to go traditional way, then you have to receive the like bodhicitta vow. That is the great intentions, the altruistic attitude. Now you have to bring that attitude in you. Now that kind of the attitude, if you want to do and then multiply that kind of the a benefit of that kind of the attitude, then now you have to go like a traditional way. You have to receive the the vow from your great master, from your teachers, and then you have to maintain the precept, right? Precept of that, and then now once you receive that and be able to maintain the precept, then that all your now good karma, like the good intention will multiply it, and that will give you more help or affection. That will give you more affections, like let's say booster, that will boost you more, right? That will give you a boost, and then now you can develop easily. Now for developing that, then also you have to, and then apply. You have to apply the technique that Shakyamuni Buddha has taught. So the technique, when you really apply, and then at the result, and then what will happen is then we reach the higher level of those you will gain the higher level of mental state. Now once you reach that level, then all kind of this doubt, and then the questions will arise within you, and that question and doubt is then, what is the cause of death? What is the cause of wandering the suffering of samsara? How one can be free from the suffering of samsara? All this kind of the question will arise. Now, when you arise those kind of the questions, then you understand yourself that, I understand something. I mean, like the mental state is really increasing. And then now, when you arise those kind of the that questions, then now the answer is because of the ego clinging mind, or because of ego fixations, or because of the sense of I, or grasping, is the main source or main cause of wandering in the suffering of samsara. Ego clinging mind, or sense of I or me. So I and me is the root of all kind of this, all these afflicting emotions. Because of the ignorance, you have a sense of I. Because of you have the grasping or sense of I, because of that grasping, then you are starting say my. Because you have I, now you have my. So when you have my, then that is automatically that you are making a boundary. Then this is you and this is mine. This is yours and this is mine. So when you have a mind, that boundary, then you always have the hatred. Okay, don't touch. This is my area. Don't come here. So then that all kind of this desire and hatred, the anger will arise from there. And when you have desire and anger, because you have a desire, but then you are not really being able to get it. So then, but you are seeing someone is having that what you want, then you have jealousy, because what you want is not what you want is not really getting, and what you One is, someone is holding or having what you want, and now you have the jealousies. So all those kind of the problem or afflicting emotions arise because of the because of that sense of I. Now, okay, sense of I is something that if exists naturally or by nature, then it is okay because that is the existent. So then you can have that sense of I. But the reality is the sense of I that you're having is by nature is not exist. This is just the this is just the how to say this illusions. This is just the creation of your mind. The reality it's not really exist. So the problem is there. You're having thoughts which is not exist. You're having a grasping which is not exist. So Buddha trying to say, or Buddha trying to introduce us the sense of I, that you're having a sense of I is illusions. It's not exist. That because of your having a wrong view, because that the having a thoughts of sense of I is not exist, but you are saying that is I, this is me, this is I. So that sense of I is not exist, and I'm like I itself is not exist, but you are having a sense of that is the illusions. So now you have to be free from that illusions, then only you will be able to cut the root of mind. And now that is the one part. And because of that sense, then also you are having the same sense of all the phenomena. Now then second things, you also need to be free from this sense of having this self in all the phenomena. Now how you can do that? Then investigating on the four dharma, it says. One is the investigating on this your body, investigating on your the feelings, and investigating on your mindfulness, and then investigating on this all the existence that exist in this world. So this is the four main the object by which then you will understand there is no self in a phenomena. And now investigate how we can investigate on this four object, then investigating by using the four great logical argument of the middle way. So now that is the technique, four great logical argument of the middle way. Now this is the middle way technique, okay? That is the four the logical argument. Investigate on the cause, investigate on the result, investigate on these natures, and investigate on the interdependent originations. So the technique is what we call four great logical argument of the middle way. By investigating those, the result what we will find is you will find the each and every single this phenomena that exist in this world has no natures, has no self. All and everything is empty by nature and selflessness. So to understand those part, then we have to, we have to understand the technique, and we have to understand this and the technique, and then to understand, and then need to apply that, bring in yourself as a confident. So for that, then Shakyamuni Buddhas taught so many teachings, like the transmissions and the realizations teachings. Similarly, as a follower also, according to that level, then because of the different temperament and mental disposition and capacity, and the follower also has a many, but then that can be categorized into three: Hinayana level, Mahayana level, and Vajrayana levels. Now in Mahayana levels, Then Mahayana itself has a view of Mahayana, the like conduct of Mahayana. Then this how to say the meditation of Mahayana and the result of Mahayanas, and also there is the entrance of Mahayanas. So this five, the point is also in Hinayana, and then also in Mahayana, and also in Vajrayana. And Mahayana has this 5 point, right? Entrance, and then conduct, meditations, view, and then result. Now, especially this 5, and then now the way of the Bodhisattva is considered as a conduct. As a Mahayana practitioners, as a Bodhisattva, what kind of the conduct, or what kind of the attitude one should have? So this way of the Bodhisattva is all about that. So in this way of the Bodhisattva has the 10th chapter, as we all know. Like it says, Janchu Semchok Rinpoche Make Panam Ke Gyurchi Kyawa Nyamba Mebayang Gone Gondu Pelwara shows. So as a translations, it says, may Bodhicitta, the precious and sublimes, arise where it has not yet come to be, and where it has arisen, may it never fail, but grow and flourish ever more and more. That is the translation. So in this one stanza has the 9 chapters. 9 chapters. First 3 chapter is considered as the generation of Bodhicitta where it has not previously exist. So the first 3 chapter is that now, as a first persons, how you can convince yourself, or how you can convince other persons that you get the bodhicitta. For that, then result is very important. Benefit is very important. You have to know the excellence of benefit of bodhicitta, or you have to know the result of that or benefit of that. Without knowing that benefit, for the newcomers, they may not really pay attention to that. So to really get into that path, first of all, you need to know the excellence of benefit of bodhicitta. So the chapter number 1 is the excellence of benefit of bodhicitta. Now second, if you are convinced with that, if you really understand the benefit of bodhicitta, then now you really want that. Now how one can get that? Then first of all, you have to be a right vessel to get that. For that, then you have to confess, you have to purify your negativities from your body, from your speech, and from your mind. And for that, the chapter number 2 is the confession of negativities. And now chapter number 3 is, then now you become a right vessel, but then now how you can get the bodhicitta bhava? Then you have to find the capable teachers from whom you can receive the bodhicitta. Because when we say bodhicitta bhava, it's not just the precept, but it's about the lineage, it's about the blessing, it's about the technique, it's about the procedures, right? Procedure that you have to go through. For that, then you need to find the capable teachers, and from that, then you have to receive the teachings. You have to receive the bodhicitta bhava. And for that, the chapter number 3, taking hold of bodhicitta. So with this 3 chapter, then you will be able to receive the bodhicitta. Now you have the bodhicitta. Now only having the bodhicitta, it's not enough. It's too dangerous. It's still not stable, not safe. It's still could lose it. Now how you can protect that? And there is also 3 more chapters. Now that 3 more chapter name is how to prevent bodhicitta from awakening once it has been generated, or how to say maintain or protect the bodhicitta from awakening once it has been generated. Now, how one can protect that from losing that you just received the bodhicitta? Then chapter number 4, the carefulness, careful from your body, careful of your speech, careful of your mind. So this is the 3 door that you have to be careful. Now, only being careful is not enough, because we have that habit, bad habit. So anytime anything could happen, and now how one can take care of our mind, as a bodyguard is then the vigilant introspections. When we say mindfulness, or carefulness, we are talking about the mindfulness. You are being able to tie it of your mind, and then you being able to careful and taking care of it. But then if you don't have the bodyguard, then your mind could lose, and then your mind could go out and create the against negative karma, which is you don't want, which can be caused of losing your vow. Now, how one can take care of our mind and keep safe is then chapter number 5, vigilant introspections. Now that introspection is important, because your mind is tied up with your mindfulness like a rope. But then if you don't have that introspections watching over your mind, then sometimes you don't really understand. You think that you are doing meditation, but your mind is wandering out there. That is because you are not having introspections. Now, introspection means understanding yourself that your mind is going out. Realizing yourself that, I'm supposed to do the meditation, but my mind is wandering out there. I'm getting distracted. So understanding that I'm getting distracted is the introspections. Or also that mindfulness, and how you're understanding that you are getting a distract is because introspection is telling you that you are getting distracted, knocking your forehead. So that is what we call vigilant introspection. So that is chapter number 5. Now we have the afflicting emotions. That's why we need the carefulness, mindfulness, vigilant introspections. But the most danger of that the afflicting emotions is the anger, because that is very much panic, quick, and that's too dangerous. Because once you get anger, then that can destroy your mental state, that can disturb your mind, that can destroy your mental peace of your mind, that can lead you to create so many others negative karma, and that can break down your vow, and that can create a cause to reborn into the 3 lower realms. So then patient is now here very important, because the opposite of anger is the patient. So patient is Shantideva especially focused on the patient, because this is the danger part. And this is very difficult also, because we easily get panic, we easily get annoyed. Can I say annoyed? We easily irritate, and out of irritate, then we can say bad things, we can react bad things. That means that person doesn't have the patience. Now, if you don't have patience, then your mind is not really settled down. So now, first, to do the settle down your mind, first you have to practice the patience. Now that patience is you will can practice by understanding the defect of getting anger and benefit of practicing patience. So by only that's two things, then you will be able to practice this patience. Now, to whom we get anger or to whom we get angry is then it says there could be so many, but Shantideva listed out like 24 objects. One is for our relatives, one is for our the enemies. So with relatives and enemies, and then wanting and wishing, so that is when they count, that becomes 28. Like for your relatives, you want them to be happy, you want them to be loved one, you don't want them to get hurt, you want them to get what they want. So that kind of thing. Oneself, your relatives, and then enemy. So that is how 4, like 12. And 12 into opposite side, another 12. So 12 into 24. So that is how he listed as an object of the passions. And by understanding those 24 objects, and then you have to practice the patience, because that is the quite difficult part. But if you could do this, then you will be able to settle down your mind easily, it says. So with these 3 chapters, then it will help you, or it will teach you how one can protect or maintain or prevent bodhicitta that you have just received. And now another part is now only receiving bodhicitta and maintaining is not our wish. Our wish, our goal is to be free from the suffering of samsara, to really cut off our ego clinging mind, really cut off of the grasping of all phenomena, having attachment of all phenomena. Now, how one can do that? Then you have to develop your mental state. Then only you will be able to understand. You will be able to develop your mind, or you will be able to cut that root. How one can do that now? Then first you have to develop the bodhicitta, right? And for that, chapter number 7, the diligence is important. Enthusiasm, diligence, perseverance. This is important because you have to pay attention. You have to push yourself to do good things, because you have been doing the bad things. So that side you're easily lent, right? But then good things, it's difficult for you to get into that. So you have to push yourself by remembering the excellence of the benefit of bodhicitta, by remembering the enlightenment, by remembering the Shakyamuni Buddha's good qualities, by remembering the defect of samsara, by remembering the impermanent, by remembering death and getting old and disease. Those all and everything's reason why you have to pay more attention towards practice. So diligent is that. And now the chapter number 8 is especially meditative concentrations. Even though you have diligence, why you are still getting distractions? Why you are still wandering? Why your mind is not really being able to settle down? The reason is you are not really being able to understand the nature of all the phenomena. When you see out there, you easily get distracted. You easily get, distract. Because what you see it as a real, you see it as a beautiful, you see it as it is. And what you hear, the sound, you think that's a beautiful, that is the real sound, and you think that is the actual sound, and that will be always like that. And then when you smell, and when you taste, when you touch, contact, all and everything, you think that is the real and that is exist in by nature, which is not true. When you really understand all the objective, that you get distracted, is actually impermanent, is actually knows doesn't have any the essence or the nature. All and everything is empty and selflessness, and then all and everything that what you see is illusions, reflect like a reflections, like a dream. Then you don't really get distractions towards that. And now to understand that, and then put your mind concentrations, then chapter number 8 is for that. And then now by doing that, now settle down your mind. Then now what happened is, then now your positive is like really getting higher level, and now you have the wisdom. Now your wisdom is really coming out. Then now you have the more focus on that, and now you can use your wisdom in like positive way, in a right way, and now you can see the reality. You can see the nature of all phenomena. You can see there is no I, and then you can now cut the root of that. And for that, the chapter number 9, chapter number 9, this chapter, wisdom chapters. And in that, then you will understand the ego clinging mind is not exist, a sense of I is not exist, grasping is the delusions. This is something that you're going a wrong path, and with that, then all the phenomena are also empty by nature, free from elaborations, selflessness, and by understanding that, then you will understand that all the phenomena is by nature it's empty. Now you can settle down your mind on the empty part, and that's what we call emptiness. And at the end, at the dedication part, then you can dedicate all and everything that by seeing those reality, by seeing the nature of all phenomena, then you have that accumulate the merit, and that result of that merit is benefit for all the sentient beings. Thinking that may all sentient beings be free from the suffering of samsara and attain the enlightenment, or may all sentient beings also be able to see the true nature of mind and then attain the enlightenment. So this is the process from chapter number 1 to chapter number 10, how as a bodhisattva practice, as a bodhicitta practitioner, or as a bodhisattva, how they can react, how they can practice, and as a bodhicitta practitioners, how one have to how to react and then apply and then practice, and by doing that, then what kind of the result one will get. So this all and everything is that. And in Mahayana practitioners, in essence, in a short, okay, in Mahayana practitioners, there are the 3 principles that we must follow. Now that 3 principle is the number 1, as the entrance of the Mahayana is the intention of the generated of the bodhicitta. That is what we call intention, thinking about all the sentient beings, no matter what big or small activity that one may do. The intention is important, intention of thinking about all the sentient beings, whatever one do, okay, that is one. Second is then apply or get into the actions. And at the end, then dedications, whatever that merit that you have accumulated by generating the compassions or by generating the bodhicitta and getting into the practice, whatever the kind of the merit that you have accumulated, now at the end you have to you have to dedicate for the benefit of others. You have to generate to all the sentient beings. So this is the one small package that we have the bodhisattva has taught, and then I try to summarize it to all of you, and then hopefully this short summarize will give you the whole understanding of this whole Bodhicharya Avatara, or way of the Bodhisattva's teachings. And thank you so much for giving me this great opportunity. And thank you so much, Jetsuma Rinpoche, and thank you so much, KPC, and thank you so much for all the KPC Sangha for giving me this great opportunity and listening to me. I try my best to give you this informations that what Shantideva has taught in this book through my broken English, and then by teaching this, by hand over or passing these teachings to you all, whatever kind of the merit that I have accumulate, I want to dedicate this to long life of Jetsuma Rinpoche, and then preserve this KPC temple, and then rebuild the new temple for newcomers, and all the Sangha to for their long life and good health, and then also at the end, our wish is to attain the enlightenment. So may we all attain the enlightenment in one mandala, in one lifetimes. Yeah. So that is all I want to say. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you as well on behalf of KPC. This is, we started in 2017. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was a young man back then. So I've grown old during this course of teachings, but we are so very grateful for you, for your teaching, for your diligence in continuing to come to KPC and to teach us. So we will be grateful for as long as we are here in this world. And we pray for your health, for your safety, your long life, as well as the longevity of all Payo. And dedicate any merit we have towards that end. Just a quick announcement.
Yes.
Because this has been such a beneficial thing and important series of teachings, recognizing this, completion of a course that spanned multiple years and comprises much of the curriculum of the first year of Shedra. So KPC will be offering a certificate to those who've completed at least 60% of these courses, all right, from 2017 forward. So we didn't take attendance, we just took registrations. But these certificates will be given out at a later date. We're kind of working on them and working on a process for getting people to report to us their attendance, because we think the honor system will work here. Mm-hmm. If not, we're in trouble, having finished this teaching. But so we're going to rely on that. And to those who have been in this course of teachings, we hope that you know how much we appreciate consistent attendance and study. So this is, I think, a reason for everyone to celebrate. Mm-hmm. But mostly we're deeply indebted to you for your kindness and your generosity. So thank you.
Thank you.
And we'd like to offer kata. Oh, we may pass the same one around.
Okay.
I know you're saying no. I know you're saying no to this.
Thank you. Anh ông Thank you so much.
I know. And you can get really old waiting for me.
This is on behalf of the thousands who are attending these courses.
We're offering on behalf of.
This is
Okay.
the COVID distillation.
Come back and stay off.
Oh, yes. Guru Estere Amaranji Madeso. Okay. So namde tamche.
So namde tamche de panen tu penye pedranam pajeshin ke gana chi veladrup. Sipe sole droa droa shod. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout all.
Okay, thank you.
Safe trip. I'll see you. Take care. Thank you, Khenpo.